Hey guys, it's Alicia from alisiameatstix, and today I'm going to give you guys some concert do's and don'ts and general tips about going to concerts and how to prepare for them and all that stuff. So then preparation, make sure you print out your tickets before getting to the venue or before the day of the concert, and make sure you know your directions on how to get to the venue because you don't want to get lost. Not fun. So then, as far as like clothing is concerned, it really depends on where your venue is. If your venue is inside, it typically gets really hot with all the people in there and like everyone's moving and sweating and bodily fluids are flying everywhere. I would wear something like shorts and a tank top or a flowy shirt or jeans and a flowy shirt, but something that will keep you fairly cool, because if you don't want to wear something where you're just gonna be in a hooded sweatshirt stuff, because otherwise you're just gonna die. You're gonna get dehydrated or have heat exhaustion and have like a heat stroke. Don't do that. Wear something that keeps you nice and cool. I typically on a concert day wear jean shorts and a t-shirt and a tank top. So if your venue's outside and it's gonna like be in the evening and it's not a summer night, I would recommend wearing jeans and a t-shirt and then bring along like a sweater or something, because there will be moments when like you're moving around and you're gonna get hot, but there are also moments where you won't be moving around and then you're gonna want to put on your sweater because it's gonna get cold. So I mean, and again, I live in California, so it's usually warmer, but I don't know how it is in other parts of the country and the world and whatever, but I would assume it's the same. So indoors, shorts or jeans and a t-shirt, tank top. Outside, t-shirt, jeans, and a sweater with me in case I get too cold. Wear shoes like sneakers that you don't mind getting stepped on and thrashed. And jewelry, try to avoid jewelry in these kind of concerts. Don't wear anything dangly with earrings, they're gonna get ripped out. Yeah, just nothing dangly. So as far as time is concerned and timing for going to the concerts, you really don't have to get there early. I mean, it really just depends on if you want to get front row or if you really don't care how far in the front you really are. So if you want to get front row or some general specific spot, you definitely want to get there early, because if you don't, you're definitely not going to get that spot. But if you really don't care about what spot you have, like where you are standing in the crowd, then just go ahead and just get there when you want to get there, really. Just get there at whatever time the band you want to see is playing and you'll be fine. So when I get really excited for something, especially like a big concert, I cannot eat. I just get so excited, I just literally cannot eat. And it's happened before where I thought, oh, I need to eat though, because like it's healthy, right? So I would like force feed myself food when I really couldn't because I was so excited, and then when I got to the concert I just felt so sick because I had all this food in my stomach that I couldn't handle because I was just so excited for the concert. So if you are in that state where you literally cannot eat because you're so excited, just don't eat. You will have lots of time to eat after the concert and make up for it. It's totally fine. And if you do, you might puke. So, and then if you can't eat, then I would definitely recommend not feeding yourself to the point where you're so full. I would just have like a little snack or something that will keep you satisfied. Because again, once the concert's over, you can pick out as much as you want. But if you have too much and you're moving around in the concert, you're probably gonna throw up and not feel so good. So yeah. And then bathroom, definitely go beforehand. If you're waiting in line, get someone to hold your spot, like a friend, and go across the street or whatever, find the nearest bathroom and go before you get to the concert. Because it's really inconvenient, especially if like your favorite band's coming on or like you're in this prime location and all of a sudden you have to pee so bad and you're just like, fuck, you're not gonna be having fun because you think that the moment someone runs into you and pushes you, you're just gonna pee all over the place. So please go to the bathroom before you enter the concert. And if you really have to go, please go. Don't hold it in. Hopefully you have a friend with you that can hold your spot or something. So then, as far as buying merch is concerned, it really all depends if you care more about your merch than the spot that you have, or if you care more about your location and the merch. So if you care more about your merch, definitely once you get to the venue, buy your merch first. If you have a bag or some place where you can store it, buy the merch first. If you care more about your location, buy the merch after the show is over. However, just know that once the show is over, everyone wants to get their merch. So you might not get the size or the certain shirt you want because it probably will be sold out. So just be aware of that. But if you really, really want some merch, get it before you enter the stage area, you know? And if you don't have a bag but you really don't mind wearing it or holding your new merch, that's fine, but if you really don't want to carry it around, then buy it afterwards. Also, all these bands, they probably have most of their merch on their website or something that you can order afterwards, so don't worry about it, it will still be manufactured somewhere. So now, as far as spots, your spot in the general concert area, I don't know what to call it really, but just know that a lot of people try to get there early because they want to get front row. So if you really, really want to get front row, that's fine. Just like if your main priority is just to like bask in the glory of your favorite band members or whatever, go ahead, get front row. But if you manage, or if you try to get front row, but you end up getting like 4 or 5 rows behind the front row, I would definitely recommend moving to somewhere you would feel more comfortable, because that is not a comfortable location. Trust me, you're just gonna get thrashed around the whole time and you're gonna have sweat everywhere, and it's just gonna be this massive heat wave, and you won't be able to breathe. You're gonna be so thirsty and you can't get anything to drink. You're gonna be miserable. So if you want to get front row, either get front row or at least second row, maybe even third row, and if not, go somewhere else. Go somewhere where you feel more comfortable. If you don't care about getting front row, which is what me and my friends typically like, just chill it where you guys feel the most comfortable, and you're gonna have a lot of fun there, because you can do whatever you want. You don't have to worry about anyone thrashing into you that you don't want, and it's an easy place to, like, you know, just chill, dance around, start a mosh pit or something, and just chill out with your friends or chill out by yourself, whatever. It's what I personally like. And for me, if I feel like I want to get up front, I just crowd surf to the front, or I crowd surf on stage, jump back into the crowd, or whatever. But when you crowd surf, not always are you going to make it to the stage, so when you fall, you're probably going to fall pretty close to the front. So if you want to like be like, hey, I want to get in the front, or I want to see how it's like in the front for a few minutes, crowd surf, and you're going to end up there, and you can chill out there until you get tired and then just come back with your friends, and that's a lot of fun too. So as far as other kinds of activities in the crowd, there's going to be like mosh pits and circle pits and walls of death, etc., etc., and all that stuff. If you are not the kind of person who likes that stuff, please, please, please stay clear of that. You enter at your own risk. So if you're not comfortable with that stuff, please stay clear of that. Sometimes it's hard to tell where those things are going to start. They just kind of start, and sometimes you just end up in one when you really don't want to be in one. So from my experience and all the concerts I've been to, circle pits and all that stuff generally start off in the center of the crowd. So if you want to avoid that, don't be in the center. Try to stay back, and as the concert will progress, you will see where all these like pits are starting, and then you'll eventually get to know like, hey, I should not stand over there because I'm gonna get the shit beaten out of me, or I should stand here because I won't get the shit beaten out of me. Just keep that in mind. If you are totally for that stuff, like me, just know that you enter at your own risk. I personally have been in many mosh pits and all that stuff, and I've never had like a broken bone or anything, but I do know people, some of my friends, that have broken stuff. So again, just be careful. Like, it won't happen all the time, hopefully, but chances are the more you go, the higher the chance is that you're gonna get injured. So just keep that in mind. So back to crowd surfing. If you get on the stage when crowd surfing, which happens at some concerts, and the security guards kind of let that happen, they don't. Sometimes if you get on the stage, the bodyguards will come up and they'll like escort you down, and they will like bring you back to the crowd. But if you manage to get on the stage, please just stay on the stage for like a few seconds and then jump back in the crowd, because no one likes that stuff. Like, the crowd gets annoyed, even the performers get annoyed. I mean, some of them enjoy that and they want to like dance with you on stage, and that's chill. You just need to know what bands like that and what bands don't. Like bands like The Story So Far or something, they don't like that stuff. They're gonna push you off. Like, just, it's cool if you're on there for like a few seconds, but don't be standing around dancing around like this is your stage for a minute or so, because everyone will get annoyed. So just don't do that. If you need to get out of the venue as soon as possible, make sure you leave like before the band actually has ended, or like get to the exit right when the band finishes so that you can just dash right out. If you don't care about waiting so long, then just chill out and wait for everyone else to leave, and then just leave at the end, because otherwise you're just going to be in this like massive pile of people trying to squeeze through this like exit door, and you don't want that. You're going to have sweaty bodies all over you and people touching you that you just don't want it. So, you know, that's my personal opinion of it. You guys have your own opinions, but I personally would rather not be touched when everyone's trying to leave through this little exit. So yeah. So after the show, some bands like to come out and have little meet and greets with their fans and stuff, but my tips on that is to stay really calm. I know it can be really hard because like some of them are like, they mean a lot to you, or they're just so awesome, and you're just like shaking with excitement because you're so excited to meet these people. But just know that not all, but a lot of band members, they would appreciate if you would speak to them as if they were a normal person. They don't mind if, you know, you kind of like break down telling them something, or, you know, get a little emotional. They don't mind that. But if you're just like being obnoxious and just kind of like fangirling in their face with like going on and on about something they don't even understand, they kind of get annoyed, and they'll try to be nice about it, but they would rather have a conversation with someone who would treat them as a normal person. So again, this doesn't go for all band members. Some of them really don't care if you get all fangirly. Some of them might even like that, but the majority would appreciate if you would talk to them as if they were like your friend or something. So I would recommend just trying to calm yourself down as much as possible and just have a normal conversation with them. And if that happens and you have a really nice and cool conversation with them, they'll most likely remember you, and then the next time they come around and you meet them, they'll remember you and they will want to like have another cool conversation with you, and after so many times you might even become their friends, and that's super cool. So just keep that in mind. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned some good tips from this. Probably stuff most of you already know, but in case some of you didn't know some of this stuff, well, I hope this was informational and cool. I post videos every week. Leave a like if you enjoyed this stuff, comment if you have any more questions, and I'll see you guys next week. If your venue is outside and it's gonna be... That's Molly, everyone. That's my dog.